The Texans beat the Raiders 27-24. I actually went to the game to watch it, so I got to see everything go down. But before we get into the game, you guys already know what we gotta talk about. And that's J.J. Watt out for the season with a torn pec. This sucks. I think this is Watt's third season-ending injury in 4 years. I hate to say it, man, but he's got to retire, man. I hate to say it, but I think it's time. These injuries, they've really taken a toll on him. This season, I didn't want to say it because I know everybody loves J.J. Watt, but J.J. Watt, he was still good, don't get me wrong. He was just a step slower. He got the quarterback hits, but he was just there a little too late. In the past, he would get there and he'd get the sack. This year, he'd get the quarterback hit, wouldn't get the sack. And this pec injury, is only going to slow him down more. I think JJ, for the good of his future self, he's got to retire, man. I love JJ. I know everybody loves JJ, but it is just really unfortunate. It's devastating. Not only for him, but to the team. Because we already know JJ, he does so much for the city of Houston. He does so much for people. And he just doesn't deserve this. It's so unfair. He works so hard to come back from the injuries just to get hurt again. That's not fair. And how does this affect the Texans? Well, we already traded Clowney. So, it was fine because we had Merciless and J.J. Watt. Well, there goes Watt. So now it's just Merciless and two young pass rushers that we really don't know much about. They've shown flashes. And I'm talking about Jacob Martin and Charles Omenihu, by the way. They've shown flashes, but can they do it for a whole game? Can they make the plays when we need the plays, Just an all-around tragedy, in my opinion. Devastating. I've left the game. Obviously, I knew JJ was hurt. But, I was maybe it's just a small little shoulder injury. Because I saw on Twitter that, he left with a shoulder injury. I seen him walk out. I wasn't expecting the worst. But then, after I left the stadium, I see Texans fear J.J. Watt has been lost for the year with a torn pec. And then I get home and I seen J.J. Watt tweeted out that he's out for the year. That sucks. But let's talk about this game. Like I said, I was at the game and that first half offensively was disgusting. I just think the game plan was terrible. The Texans were going for kind of a short passing game type of day. A little check down runs. But that wasn't working. When you want to run that type of offense, and that's what the Patriots do, by the way. They run that little short passing game offense. When you're running that offense, you have to be perfect. That's why the Patriots are able to do it very well. Because Belichick, his teams, you don't ever see the Patriots get all these flags. But the Texans, false start, holding. You got friggin' Akins dropping passes in crucial situations. You cannot make mistakes if you want to go with that type of offense. So clearly the Texans wanted to go with that offense, a short passing game offense, running the ball. That's what they wanted to do. It didn't work. the Texans were just making way too many mistakes. Jordan Akins, Jesus Christ, dude. I hate Akins now. He had like 2 drops. He had a holding call. Like, That's all in the first half, by the way. I think Jordan Akins single-handedly stopped 3 drives. I think it was a Duke Johnson run. It was a pretty big run. It got called back because of Jordan Akins holding. And then he had 2 drops. I believe both of them were on second down. So, yeah, he single-handedly stopped 3 drives. And I mean, Jordan Thomas, he's on IR right now, but he can come back already, so maybe it's time to bring back Jordan Thomas and maybe bench Jordan Akins, because today Akins wasn't cutting it. Let's talk about the offensive line. O-line allowed 3 sacks today. I mean, Chris Clark was here in, 2017, and he was garbage. I mean, the Texans brought him back 2 years later. What were they going to expect? An old offensive tackle was going to leave us, and then 2 years later, he's going to magically get better? I mean, the Texans got what they deserved there. I mean, they witnessed firsthand how bad Chris Clark is. And they bring him back anyways. And guess what? He was bad today. So, yeah, they got what they deserved. But then Laramie Tunsil went down. So the Texans literally, in the fourth quarter, they had, their 4th and 5th string offensive tackle on the field. That's scary. You know, really scary. Because obviously, we knew Titus was hurt. He'll be back soon. And then Rod Johnson was dealing with a stinger. And then Laramie Tunsil goes down. So you were dealing with backup offensive tackles. A free agent and a guy you picked up off New England's practice squad. So, I mean, yeah, it's understandable why the line was bad today. And offensively, O'Brien did a very good job with his halftime adjustments. He was getting Deshaun Watson out of the pocket in the second half, and he was calling more of an intermediate passing attack. Like, this Raiders secondary wasn't very good. So, in my opinion, going with the short passing game didn't really make sense to begin with. And their pass rush, although, they did get 3 sacks, and 2 of them were on Clark, I don't think their pass rush is that good either to kind of have to go for a short passing type of day. So, you made some good halftime adjustments, and offensively, they were able to move the ball in the second half, had a few running lanes here and there, and D-Hop kind of just tore him up. Defensively, I mean, come on. We knew this was going to happen. Let's not pretend like it is anything new. We knew our secondary was bad. J.J. didn't play, Roby didn't play, and Tashawn Gibson didn't play. You were down 3 starters in that secondary. But then Lonnie Johnson goes down. So you're missing your top 3 corners and one of your starting safeties. It's hard to win like that. Conley literally just got here 6 days ago. 6 days ago. I said in my prediction video, it would be extremely unrealistic to expect Conley to come in here and do amazing. He got beat a couple times, and one time for a touchdown on Derek Carr scrambling around, looking for a play. He just kind of, I guess just kind of stopped from what it looked like. So, it didn't look pretty, but again, expecting Conley to come in here and solve all of our problems in that secondary immediately, it's unrealistic. We're going to need our secondary to get healthy and Conley to do good for us in order to transform the secondary from abysmal to good. So I'm not really tripping about the secondary. I'm not. Like, we had practice squatters out there. Special teamers and practice squatters. I'm not going to be mad because they couldn't stop them. I mean, no one would be able to stop anyone if you have special teamers and practice squatters playing for you. So I'm not going to be mad at that. What I am a little upset about, though, is Texans' run defense was pretty leaky today. Pretty leaky. Like, I feel like Josh Jacobs, like, he got good yards almost every single time. 4 or 5. Every now and then he'd bust out with a long one. The only time times that I remember him getting stopped for a loss was when J.J. Watt stopped him for a 6-yard loss. And that's the play where he tore his pec. And then when Merciless also got him in the backfield. Only plays. But other than that, Jacobs kind of gashed this defense. And no, it's not because JJ got hurt, because he was gashing this defense before JJ got hurt. But hey, the Texans were able to get the win despite all that, man. Like, this is a good win. It's a quality win in my opinion. Why? Like I said, backup offensive tackles. JJ gets hurt. Your secondary's full of special teamers and practice squatters. I mean, it's hard to win like that. And the Texans found a way to win. I think this is a very good win by the Texans. I feel like a lot of people overlooked these Raiders. They're a above average team in my opinion. They beat the Colts and they beat the Bears. Yeah, they got embarrassed by the Packers last week, but hey, stuff happens. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, and I saved this one for last because it pissed me off, man. I was literally screaming in the stadium. I feel like people probably looked at me funny. Deshaun Watson's go-ahead touchdown pass. The one to Fells. That was the same exact thing Deshaun Watson did last week against the Colts. And guess what? This referee crew, they let it go. You know why? Because that's what Deshaun Watson does. He's magical. He makes plays. When you think you got him, Watson somehow, some way, finds a way. Last week, the refs that were Colts fans, they called the play off. This week, the refs let Watson play, and guess what? Watson made a play. The exact same thing. It was like the same thing. Only difference was, this time it was to Darren Fells and not DeAndre Hopkins. Like, seriously, man. Like, that pissed me off so much. And then Watson went down. Like, where I was sitting at, I was literally on the opposite side of that end zone. So I didn't see what happened to Watson. So I was like refreshing Twitter. And then come to find out he got cleated on the face or something like that. I didn't get to see it, obviously. They didn't show it on the replay. So, I don't know. But I seen on Twitter, Deshaun Watson had a messed up eye. And hopefully, he's fine. Hopefully his eye's okay. But even like that, man, next drive, Watson comes in and seals the game with a few first downs. Gotta love it. Watson's a warrior. He is amazing. And I seen on Twitter, John Gruden said, playing Deshaun Watson is like playing Michael Jordan. Hey, man, J.J. Watt's out for the season, but we got Deshaun Watson. This is Watson's team now. I feel like it's been Watson's team for a while, but now that JJ is out for the year, I feel like the city of Houston needs to embrace Deshaun Watson now. He is the face of the franchise. And if we want to reach the Super Bowl, it's going to be on Watson. He's going to take us there. He has to take us there. But, yeah, like I said, nice win, gutsy win, tough win. But the Texans still somehow, some way, found a way to get it done. And now they're 5-3, second place in the AFC South still, because the stupid Broncos don't know how to hold a lead. But, we'll win the division. We'll win this division. In my opinion, we're clearly the better team, and we'll find a way. This team always finds a way. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys for today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.